Hello Fantasy Faithfuls and welcome to Season 4, Episode 2 of CSD Head to Head. Today I'm looking at Aaron Rodgers from the Green Bay Packers and Ben Roethlisberger from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's dig in. Starting off, we're breaking down the passing of Aaron Rodgers. He leans heavily on short passes outside the numbers to both sides and same in the deep zones. There's a small advantage to the short left, which by itself is a good thing as it has higher correlation with fantasy points. However, for Rodgers, it would have been better with more throws to the short right as he's more accurate there, but this will change with yardage as soon as we get there. For his deep shots, they've really gone down over the last few years as it's become less risk averse. His touchdown rate last year was 5%, 1% above the league average, but not crazy high, so we should expect negative regression, nothing like that. With the yards per completion, we have some issues. Rodgers is actually below league average in all short zones in terms of yards, but he's more productive to the short left than right, so the zones end up being pretty even. The deep shots have high yards per completion, but this makes him more boom or bust overall.
In out there, 3rd and 1. Rodgers under pressure again and just has to flip it, and it is going to be caught.
Now let's take a look at Ben Roethlisberger. He is a lot different than most other top quarterbacks. He focuses a lot more on the short middle zone than the rest of the pack. All other quarterbacks have either short left or right as their most targeted zone. This is a flaw in my opinion, as it is the worst correlating zone when it comes to fantasy scoring. But good thing for Roethlisberger is that he is the most accurate quarterback in the short middle zone as well, so he saves his strengths there. If this would have been below 90%, this would have been a huge red flag, and we should have really been concerned. His touchdown rate in 2018 was 6.9%, which is on point with his usual numbers, so coming back from injury, we can see this going down to 6%. It worries me that he is 1.3 yards below league average in the short middle when it comes to yards. This is when he was healthy and had Antonio Brown on the team. The deep balls will be a saving grace, and it makes him more of an uncertainty, but I still prefer these over Rodgers.
3rd down and 8, end zone, there he is, McDonald for the touchdown.
Looking at their opponents throughout the season and starting with average points to quarterbacks, if we assume 4 points per passing touchdowns and 6 per rushing, Rodgers has an advantage throughout the season with playing teams like the Chicago Bears and Detroit Lions, who both give up a ton of points to quarterbacks. In yards per completion, Big Ben takes it home. The teams he faces tend to give up more yards overall, like the Browns and Ravens, while they limit touchdowns. And speaking of touchdowns, this is where Rodgers pulls ahead. Only the Minnesota Vikings on Rodgers' schedule is really good at limiting touchdowns, while Ben faces several bend but not break defenses. I would like to take a second to remind you to hit that like button, leave a comment what you think about this video, and subscribe to the channel. I love every interaction I have with y'all, and every little bit helps me put out even more content. Now let's take a look at how they perform in some different situations. Both players have been stronger at home in the past, with Rodgers being a bit more uncomfortable on the road compared to Roethlisberger, with more stable and higher numbers as well. Against defenses that give a lot of points to quarterbacks, Rodgers is more even than in the home-away split, but still much better against bad defenses, and so is Roethlisberger. Lastly, both of them step up against winning teams, and we can see this with their receivers as well, with Devontae Adams and Juju Smith-Schuster scoring way more against teams with an above 500 record. Rodgers' best situation is playing at home versus a bottom 16 pass defense with a winning record, and Roethlisberger's best situation is the exact same.
It's the handoff to Jones. Hands it around at the 13, throws it at the goal line, it is caught. Jimmy Graham.
Looking at the red zone stats, they are very even in their attempts, with Rodgers having fewer pass attempts but 4 more rushing attempts. Rodgers, per usual, doesn't throw that many interceptions, but his red zone production went to Aaron Jones, while Ben still wants the ball over giving it to James Conner. And with the completion rate, Rodgers is on another level in the red zone. They just let him do his thing. Ben is far from bad and makes up for the interceptions and completion rate with scoring more rushing touchdowns, adding up points over an entire season.
Roethlisberger pulls it back, throws, has Juju Smith-Schuster. What a start to the night. One play, bang, touchdown Steelers.
Comparing their numbers, we see that Roethlisberger has the higher ceiling with a small margin, meaning he has a bit more one-game upside. It is the same situation for the one-game floor. They're even, but Ben is just a bit safer week in and week out if we assume he's healthy, of course. The risk factor is another win for Roethlisberger. When he's playing, there's about 20% risk that he won't reach 15 points, while Rodgers is closer to 40. With the boom-bust numbers, we see that neither of them in their later stages have massive boom chances or high bust risks. And for the conclusion, we have the pros and cons. For Rodgers, he has a fantastic schedule. He should see some positive regression in touchdowns and yard production, and has equally good stats in the red zone while having lower floor ceiling and a lackluster passing trends at the moment. For Roethlisberger, we see that has better passing trends than Rodgers, especially the accuracy and yards per completion. He has a higher floor and ceiling with equally good red zone stats, but has a tougher schedule and has been hurt. So, my pick after comparing all these factors in this video is Ben Roethlisberger. He is a lot cheaper right now and still has more weapons than Rodgers in Smith-Schuster, Deontay Johnson, and Eric Ebron, and a coach that wants to put the ball in his hands. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more weekly content. And please share this video on social media to help support the channel. Hello Fantasy Faithful, I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to check out more of them right here and here. In case you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat.